still be refreshed. May we have zeal. Lord, may we not become discouraged or become drowsy and enter onto enchanted ground. Help us to realise the seriousness of the times in which we live in, so that we might make ready preparation for the events that are already started, but are still yet to, those that are still yet to transpire. Please be with us. Help us to have the experience, both intellectually and by experience, so that we might be prepared and be your chosen people. We ask and pray in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
We don't have a special item at the moment, but one of the people that are doing it isn't quite here at the moment. When they come, then we'll do that.
Yes, something I wanted to do right now is just to pass the dish round, which is for the £15 for anyone that hasn't paid it yet. Not if you're one of the people that helped to make the soup and stuff like that. Are you going to put something?
We're taking an offering up now. And as Aaron said, if for some reason you haven't been here today, we'll take it again tomorrow for those who haven't made preparation today. So it's good to help cover the expenses of all those bits and pieces. So thank you. While the offering is going round, I'm just going to do our opening reading. Taken from the book Reflecting Christ, page 43. Page 43, Reflecting Christ. And our verse for this chapter is Isaiah 61. Isaiah 61, verse 1. Isaiah 61, verse 1. It reads, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted." Never was there such an evangelist as Christ. He was the majesty of heaven, but he humbled himself to take our nature, that he might meet men where they were. To all people, rich and poor, free and bond, Christ the messenger of the covenant brought the tidings of salvation. His fame as the great healer spread throughout Palestine. The sick came to the places through which he would pass, that they might call on him for help. Hitherto came many anxious to hear his words and to receive a touch of his hand. Thus he went from city to city, from town to town, preaching the gospel and healing the sick. The King of glory in the lowly garb of humanity. He attended the great yearly festivals of the nation, and to the multitude absorbed in outward ceremony, he spoke of heavenly things, bringing eternity within their view. To all, he brought treasures from the storehouses of wisdom. He spoke to them in a language so simple that they could not fail of understanding. By methods peculiarly his own, he helped all who were in sorrow and affliction with tender, courteous grace. He ministered to the sin-sick soul, bringing healing and strength. What a busy life he led. Day by day, he might have been seen entering the humble abodes of want and sorrow, speaking hope to the downcast and peace to the distressed. Gracious, tender-hearted, pitiful, he went about lifting up the bowed down and comforting the sorrowful. Wherever he went, he carried blessing. While he ministered to the poor, Jesus studied also to find ways of reaching the rich. He sought the acquaintance of the wealthy and cultured Pharisee, the Jewish nobleman and the Roman ruler. He accepted their invitations, attended their feasts, made himself familiar with their interests and occupations, that he might gain access to their hearts and reveal to them the imperishable riches Christ came to this world to show that by receiving power from on high, man can live an unsullied life with unwearied patience and sympathetic helpfulness. He met men in their necessities. By the gentle touch of grace, he banished from the soul unrest and doubt, changing enmity to love and unbelief to confidence. At the sound of his voice, the spirit of greed and ambition fled from the heart, and men arose, emancipated, to follow the Saviour. When you hear those words, don't you just want that experience? Oh, I crave it. I don't think our people are back yet, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make a start, and when they come, then they can take up. Oh, that page number was page 43. Page 43. Okay, we're going to carry on our studies. We're on verse 9. Okay, we're not going to. They've just arrived. While they're setting up, I just want to make this comment. It's kind of an observation. There are lots of people in this group. Some are very well versed in this message, and some are just mere beginners. It's very easy to find material on this subject online, or you can order material from brethren. There's lots of DVD and presentations around, booklets, etc. And the information that I'm sharing isn't new. There might be some ideas that I don't have that other people do, and vice versa. And so my main object for this weekend was not just to get through the material in as quick a fashion as we can and say we've done our job. Part of it was for us to get together into a holy convocation. Just to get together, fellowship together, just to spend time fellowshipping together and getting to know one another, because people here don't know each other perhaps. That was one purpose, and hopefully you're enjoying that and it's given benefit. Also too, reignite the flame perhaps of some the flame, the Christian love may have died down, and I don't mean that in the sense of your Christianity, but I meant in the sense of this message. But for some, it may be that both of them are connected, and I don't think that they should be connected. But the other thing from me, what I'm trying to teach or give the information I'm trying to give, is to more than just give you facts and figures, is hopefully to inspire you to have a look again at these verses and to see things perhaps that you've not seen, and to perhaps give you some pointers in how you might go back home and study for yourselves. So even if we don't get through all the material, it'd be very easy for me to just, quickly race through some of the material without taking the time to show why we come to the conclusions that we do. So I hope you're not feeling impatient or agitated that we might not get through the material. Hopefully we should get through it, but I don't want to rush the material that we are going through. And if it happens that we don't finish everything, then I really don't feel cheated, and I hope you don't, because the experience of being here is worthwhile, just the fact that we're here, and just to learn, even if it's a small piece of information, even maybe not from me but from someone else. So the other thing I want to mention is, sometimes I know people get agitated when I answer someone's question. When we study in a group of 4 or 5 people, it's normally okay, because you're not fielding that many questions. But when there's so many of us fielding someone's question, and there's more than I'm probably used to at one time in this kind of setting, some people can get agitated because they're getting lost, or they already know the information, or they feel they're going off track. But I hope you can bear with that, because I feel that it's important that people's questions get answered. If they can't get answered here, why aren't you here this weekend? When will they ever? And I've been in a congregation like you, and there have been people up here, but so my roles have been reversed, and I've had plenty of questions, and I never get the opportunity to ask them. And you always think you're going to figure it out yourself afterwards when you get home, ask someone else, or shelve it, or some other excuse comes up and your questions don't get answered. And I don't like that in my own experience, so I hope you can bear with me when I'm answering people's questions. And even if it seems that I'm getting off track, it's worthwhile spending time with individuals, even if the rest of us have to just sit down and wait. So I hope you don't feel cheated in that. And my brother and sister now are going to give you a special item. It's a song that they've been practicing together.
The song someone's going to be playing and I'll be singing along with him is Absolute Surrender.
Hearing that song, not the song itself, but the fact that they've got together and sing, just reminds me of something. I hope I'm not out of place in saying this. Some of you know that 2008-2009, myself and my brother and my sister led out in a summer Bible school. I think most people are probably aware of that. It was a 4-month Bible school. And a number of the students, who are no longer students now, but are friends, attended one of the two of the schools. And it was an amazement to me of how many of them came to the school not being able to play the guitar, and they learned by themselves from one another to play guitar in a very short amount of time. And that's only one good reason why we had that school. There are many other good reasons. But, perhaps that's the least good reason. But I can't think of how many of them did that. It was amazing. And you probably won't like me saying this. Sylvia's only been practicing for about 2 months or something, about a month or 6 weeks, from scratch. He said, look, he's taught himself. So there must be something good at ACE.
Amen.
You've got a few spare months this year, and you can press Manjit into service. If you all know Manjit, maybe you can twist his arm to run another one. He hasn't told me to say that.
Yes.
That's why I don't know.
Can I just cut in?